You're not fit to become my older brother's wife, you know. Now, you give him back that engagement ring right now and leave him alone, and cancel that wedding you guys have planned as well. And then you get the hell out of our faces forever. Again with this, I could have sworn that yesterday was going to be the last time you spoke to me about that, but here you go again. You backstabber! I will not allow a backstabber like you to get married to my brother. He has too much writing on his name right now for someone like you to be doing what you've been doing behind his back. And like I've been saying all the other times, my fiance doesn't have a little sister, so who are you? I'm certain that you have the wrong person here, so could you please tell me who you are? Shut up already. I won't allow you to trick my brother like that any longer. From what I've picked up so far, you really seem to think that my fiance of all people is your older brother, even though he doesn't have a little sister at all. But he does. He has me. I'm his little sister. He's my older brother. Then how about this? How about you tell me your older brother's name? You already know what his name is. He's the man you've been lying to this whole time. I just want to know his name. Stop trying to derail this conversation. Oh my God, I just asked a simple question. As long as you just leave him alone and never ever come back, everything will be solved. So you pay my older brother and I that settlement and then get the hell out of our lives. What settlement? How can you even get a settlement from me over something that's not possible? Hey, Dale, once again, I received more texts from that random person today. And this time they were even more upset with me and threatening me with a settlement even.
What? Again? That means they've been texting you about that for 3 days in a row now.
And like always, they're asking that I leave you right now and that this whole time I've been stabbing you in the back over something.
Abigail, are you going to be all right?
Well, considering none of what she's saying is the truth, I'm fine for now. It's just that if they keep this up, I'm going to probably have to block them in order to shut them up, which I don't want to do when it's best to settle things.
That's true. Who knows what all of their intentions are, and if they know where you're living right now and things like that.
Kinda scary, isn't it?
I would really love to know what all of this is about, though. I don't have a little sister. At least not one my parents told me about. And as far as I'm aware, there was never someone in the past that ever called me their older brother that wasn't a part of my family. Also, back when I was 2 years old and my parents got a divorce and then remarried to different people afterwards, my mom told me that my dad never had kids with his new wife. And my mom said that I'm the only kid she's ever had.
In other words, you're saying there's no choice that this person is a child that your dad had at one point and is wanting to call you their brother now?
That's what I'm saying.
I asked for them to at least tell me their name or something so that we'd have a better idea of who they might be, but they don't seem to want to answer that question. They just keep on going back on how I need to leave their older brother, pay them a settlement for backstabbing him in some way, and then never come back.
That means they know the whole jig'll be up then if you find out who they are. But from what your phone says, the ID came up as R-E-M-E, right? So their name is Reme? I've never heard of anyone having a name like that, and I can't even tell if it would belong to a boy or a girl.
Now that I think about it, you've never received any calls or texts from a person like this before, right?
Yeah, and that's what makes all of this even more strange. And what that person has been saying is that you are tricking me somehow, and that's what's leading me into marrying you, right? So basically, they don't know who I am. In other words, they don't hear my name from you. Then they're going to continue thinking that I'm their older brother or something, right?
Good point. Why do I have to be caught in the middle of all of this?
So they have no clue who I am, then?
Or they at least don't know what your phone number is.
Another thing, what could it be that you're lying to me about in order to become my wife?
They haven't told me that part either. They always want to keep going at me, saying that I need to leave their brother and all, and will never give any of my questions a thought.
Well, we have 3 more days until our wedding. It would be great if we could put an end to all this, but without knowing who they really are, there's no way. You've already called the wedding venue and told them about this, right?
Yes, but I'll give them another call and give them an update on what all has been said to me just in case. Yeah, I've acquired a target of the backstabbing witch. So this means you really are going to try to marry my older brother then, right? Well, that's not going to be allowed. I won't allow you to have this wedding with him today.
Abigail! I heard that while you were walking out of the dressing room, you were ran into and had wine spilled all over your dress. Are you all right?
Yeah, I think I'm fine. Well, I think I'm fine, but this wedding dress state is another story. It's all covered in red wine.
That's what I heard. I'd really love to come over there and be with you right now, but...
Hey, don't worry, Dale. I have my little brother with me at the moment, so I'll be okay for now.
All right. The one who did that to you, Reme, I have no clue where they ran off to yet, so until we've found her, please don't leave the dressing room and stay with your brother. I'm gonna continue going around talking with all of the staff here. I have to find that Reme so that we can figure out what the hell is wrong with her and how to fix all of this once and for all.
I'm sorry that I can't be out there to help.
Don't even begin to worry about that. That's right. As for today's wedding, no matter what happens with Reme, we're still going to have it and get married. So don't give up yet.
Of course. I've done it. When it comes to red wine like that, once it's deep into the fabric of the clothing, it is very hard to get that stain out, right? Now the only option you have left is to cancel that wedding. Next, I'm going to find out where my little brother has been this whole time, and there I'll explain to him just how horrible of a witch you've been behind his back, and that will lead to him never wanting to be with you ever again. This is such a thrilling sensation. Can I ask you something really quick? What do you want? I'm a bit suspicious about who it was that gave you my phone number and everything, so could you please tell me who they are? A classmate of yours. After having to go from friend to friend asking about you, I finally was able to come across them and ask about who you were and what your contact info was. And if you're wondering how I got into this wedding, I went and used that classmate's invitation that you'd sent them and was able to sneak in disguised as them. Ah, you're talking about that person. So that's what they were talking about when they said they lost their invite and wouldn't be coming. Then there's only one other thing I have to ask. What's your name? My phone gave you an ID when you first tried to call me, that being Reme. Do you read that as Reme or do you read that as Remy? Huh? You're supposed to read that as Remy. Remy. So your name is Remy? It's spelled Reme, but you read it like Remy. Are you not able to do something as simple as that or something? You thought something like that would be simple for me to understand when most people don't have a name like that to begin with here? Dale, I was able to ask Remy for her real name and she gave it to me.
Oh, seriously?
She has it spelled as Reme, but you're supposed to pronounce it as Remy. She told me I was stupid for not being able to pronounce it as such and got all mad at me over it.
Huh? Now that I think about someone named Remy...
Do you have any idea who this might be now?
I just think I've heard that name before, but someone with me right now does think they know who we're talking about here, so let me chat with them for a second.
All right. Well, now that I know how to pronounce your name and all that, let me ask you something else. What were you planning on doing by running into me and spilling all of that red wine onto my dress? I told you already that it was part of my plan that would lead to your wedding getting canceled. I had to put a bit of thought into how I was going to do that, but of course red wine was the right choice. It really stands out on an all-white dress and is something you can't really get out with a washing machine or anything like that. So now your only option is to have the wedding canceled, right? Oh, this is such a wonderful sensation. This is an ending fit for someone like you who would dare stab my brother in the back like that. Now, having done my part, I'm heading back to my place now. Bye-bye. Remy just told me that she's going to be heading back to her house now.
What?
Well, it's not like any of us really know where she ran off to begin with, right?
Ah, about that. Something actually seems to be going our way there.
Huh? What do you mean by that?
We just did a head count on all of our guests that are still here and have come down to there only being one person missing. And so after talking with those who know what she looked like and know that she's not here, we've narrowed it down. In short, my dad is calling Remy's mom right now to have a talk with her about her daughter. They live in the same area we do, so it won't be too difficult for us to get her.
What? Does that mean...
I'll explain things to you in more detail later, all right? For right now, let's focus on our wedding, which is running a bit behind schedule now, but I'd like to get going on it. You think that's all right?
Right. That's fine by me. I was told by the wedding planner that my new dress would be on the house, and luckily they had another design that I really loved, and so I'm happy with this.
Perfect. Then let's get this wedding on the road.
Hey, what the hell does that mean when I've been told that yesterday's wedding never ended up being canceled, even though your wedding dress was stained red? Luckily, the wedding venue is also known for having a dress rental shop inside of it, so I was saved by that last minute. Huh? I get why you might be surprised right now, considering that having to get another dress on the day of one's wedding is a very difficult thing to do and is practically unheard of. There are some people that prepare a second dress to have in their dressing room just in case something bad were to happen, but that wasn't the case for me. I just got really lucky that the rental shop's owner was there and was willing to lend me a dress that I really loved for free. You got another rental? Well, none of that really matters to me anymore. And even if it is the truth that you were able to have that wedding yesterday, that does not change the fact that you've stabbed my brother in the back. As long as I can go and show him the evidence of you having stabbed him in the back. All right, already. I am fed up with you always going back to calling me a backstabber without even listening to a thing I'm saying. Now tell me, when did I ever stab Dale in the back, and what did I do to make you think such a thing happened? Huh? You're still not going to confess to it? That's right. Neither myself or him are aware of anything that I did wrong, and that's why I can't confess to anything right now. What? Now you explain what the hell it is that you're going on about right now. You are going out with another man from that apartment building named Kevin, right? Huh? He's in apartment 203. I made sure to hire a detective to look into you in order to protect my brother. You hired a detective? Tell me, how much did something like that cost you? Around $10,000. I may have lost all my savings in order to do that, but if it was to learn the truth about you, then it was a cheap price and worth it to me. You really wasted all of that money for nothing? Huh? That Kevin you're talking about, who I've been seen with, happens to be my little brother that lives with me. What? Your little brother? And that room 203 that you were mentioning happens to be a condo my mom bought close to 15 years ago that the three of us have been living in together. In other words, that place is my family's house. But 2 years ago, my mom got remarried to another man and moved out of the condo to go and live with him at his place. So she allowed for my brother and I to continue living there instead of moving us all out. So you're the older sister and he's the younger brother? By the way, with my now getting married to Dale and starting a family of my own soon, my little brother is going to be moving out into a place closer to his place of work. Today, actually, is Dale's first day living with me here, as my brother moved out just yesterday, taking all of his things with him in. No way. I know you went through all that effort of asking a detective to look into us, but it seems they were a fraud and you just got scammed out of all your money there. Nice going, Remy. I totally zoned out there for a bit and didn't realize what all was going on for 3 hours there. But now that I'm back in the moment, I'm going to make sure that you and my older brother can't stay married. Why are you still trying to fight this? Because I just hate the idea of some kind of a back-talking and sassy witch like you becoming my sister-in-law now. Well, here's the thing, Miss Peanut for a Brain. Like I had told you many times before, Dale doesn't have any little sisters, all right? Therefore, you're not going to ever become my sister-in-law, so you don't have to worry about it anymore. Huh? You're still going on about all of that? And that is why we made sure to go and talk with Dale's mom about you, who said she had no clue who you were. And then we went and spoke with his dad about you to see if he had any idea why a Remy was talking to me. What? You went and spoke to his dad about me? Well, his dad happens to be my dad as well, right? Dale is an only child and has never had any siblings. Well, you're wrong about that, for crying out loud. We may not share the same mother, but he and I have the same father, and we are brother and sister. Since you're so confused about that, how about you go and have a word with your own mom about whose baby you are, and that might clear some things up for you. What the hell is going on here? So it turns out that my actual father is already dead now? So you went and asked about who your real parents were then? My mom told me that she brought me along when getting remarried and that it led to me thinking that he was my dad. Originally, my mom was just going to put me up for adoption, but those around her told her not to do that. I was 7 years old at the time all of this happened, and she made sure to explain to me that the new man she was marrying would be my new father, but I just assumed that I knew that man to be my dad and that he had never died, but rather left for a little while. So has this helped you understand that you have no relation to Dale at all when it comes to being siblings? Oh, this isn't good at all now, though. What am I supposed to do about all of this now? What are you whining about now? I went around to all of my friends and my boyfriend bragging about how I'm the little sister of this really famous YouTuber and all. And I promised a lot to them, including my boyfriend, that one day I'd show him all of them. What? A famous YouTuber? Dale. He has a YouTube channel where he goes by the name Delalala, right? Oh, that's right. Hey, please. Can you go and talk with my brother about coming out with me for a few days to see all my friends and my boyfriend and tell them that he's my older brother and everything for me? I just need him to do that to each and every one of my friends one time, and that will be all. I'm not sure what you're going on about there, though. Dale is just your average office worker who has nothing to do with content creation of any sort. Huh? I mean, he works on editing videos for the company he's employed at, but they aren't making them for content either in terms of entertainment. Did something about that confuse you? Well, I'm sorry to say, but the company works in things like crime analytics, and he has to make recreations of crime scenes for the police and the court to use in investigations. What? Then that would mean, the reason the YouTuber Delalala never got back to me after all those messages I sent to him about his fiance cheating on him, and they shouldn't get married, was because, well, you just had the wrong person, right? What? I see. So that's why when I would talk with Dale about what was going on with you, he told me he had never received any texts or calls from you and was just sitting around with no idea at all about what was going on. No way. You have to be kidding me. I've gone and done something seriously embarrassing now. Oh, what am I going to do about all of this? I can understand starting to freak out a lot over what you've done, but I have something else I need to talk to you about now. When it comes to that wedding dress of mine you went and stained with red wine and ruined, there is a price on that dress being damaged like that. There also happens to be a price on causing the wedding to be postponed by an hour like that. Also, there is a price on wasting my time and energy. What? In a few days, someone will be coming out to see you with all of those bills for my wedding dress and the wedding being delayed, as well as information on the settlement I'll be getting from you. What? Also, when it comes to my classmate that you went and stole that information from in order to come to my wedding with, neither of us are going to take you to court or anything over it, but she did go and tell your mom about it with the help of Dale's dad. What? Sounds like you're going to have to pay my friend for causing her that trouble as well now, through your mom. Huh? I'm going to have to pay you guys all that money? I'm sure for a college student like you, that's a lot of money that you're going to have to pay us with, but make sure you include every penny we're asking for. This has to be a bad dream. Hey, what am I supposed to do here? That YouTuber that I had been telling you about before just sent me a bunch of paperwork in the mail about getting money from me through a settlement over something or other. And, I got a call from his lawyer as well. Hey, what am I supposed to do about all of this now? Why are you coming to me about all of that? Because I have something I wanted to ask you is why. I want to ask you to please help me stop him from thinking that I actually meant any of those things. About him being my older brother and such, and about how his girlfriend was cheating on him with another man and that he shouldn't marry her. Please help me with that. Why are you asking me to do that, though? You don't even know anything about me besides my phone number. What? So you're not friends with that YouTuber? Did I even say that I knew who they were? I don't even watch YouTube to begin with, so why are you asking me to do something that I have no clue about and don't care about either? You were the one that caused all of those problems between yourself and him. No way. I am blocking your number now, all right? I have absolutely nothing to do with you, and I don't want anything to do with you. So, this is it for me then. After becoming a little bit interested in whoever this YouTuber even was, I went online and saw that he didn't even look a thing like my husband at all. And after talking with Dale's dad a bit more, he told me that Remy had never even met Dale or seen his face before either. The fact that she was able to get into such a confused state over someone she didn't even know at all is beyond me. And I'm sure I'll never be able to understand what happened in her head there. A few days later, I got a formal apology from Remy's mom about what had gone down, saying that she was ashamed of her little girl. And along with the formal apology, she went and paid that settlement off that I had asked for from Remy, as well as for the ruined wedding dress and the extra wedding fees. Her mom would then hold that debt over her daughter's head for years to come, asking that it be paid off before she even tried to marry anyone herself. Due to what she'd done causing so much trouble for her and a lot of her friends and family, she was forced to drop out of college and start looking for a job. She started to send me a ton of messages about how her wonderful life as a student in college was ruined, and about how so many of her friends and family, as well as her boyfriend, had cut ties to her. I had totally forgotten to block her, actually, and so all of those sob messages from her about those things reminded me of what I needed to do. And I blocked her that day with no intentions of ever unblocking her again. And when she was getting ready to give up on even trying for a job, her mom set her up with this construction company where she'd have to go into the mountains and work for months at a time, living in a small trailer without any cell phone reception at all. I think her mom just needed her to go somewhere where she wouldn't be able to cause the rest of us any more trouble and would be making money she could never spend in order to pay off all of her debts. As for myself and Dale, a few months after he had come and moved in with me at the condo after my brother had moved out, we decided it was time to move out of there and into a new place a bit farther away from everyone. We told my mom about it, who then went and had the place sold before giving me the money for it, and told us that we could use it on any home we desired to have. And so after we went out and searched all around for somewhere that would not only suit us well, but had some security to it in case Remy ever came out looking for us, we landed on a more modern condo instead of a high-rise building closer to the center of the city. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Are you serious? You actually work for my dad's company? What are the odds? I haven't seen you since you graduated high school a couple of years ahead of me, right? This is so funny. I mean, of all people, it's the famous stinky Chloe. Are you still living with your mom in that old shack with nothing to eat? How the hell did you get a job here in the first place?
Hi, Kristen. Long time no speak. What a coincidence that we cross paths again. I just found out recently that you're the daughter of Director Morgan, too. Such a small world, isn't it?
Yeah, really?
I heard rumors that you had to beg your father to work here because you kept getting fired for causing lots of trouble. So you were having difficulty finding a job, right?
Well, listen to you. I guess you've learned to talk back a bit. But yeah, I won't deny it. I'm not ashamed. And for the record, none of it was my fault. Everyone I worked for was a moron. They didn't know how to use my skills and talents. So I did what I had to do to keep my reputation, which was find myself a better spot here, and it worked. Anyway, you should keep in mind that my position in this company is much senior than yours. You do as I say. Do you understand?
Senior? Are you sure about what you just said?
Of course I am. Just because we go back since high school doesn't mean you get to slack off around me. I'm going to treat you just the same as other workers in this office.
Kristen, you literally joined the company today. You are a new face in this office, and just because you're the director's daughter, it does not put you in a better position. And just to be clear, you have zero authority. That is something you earn as you become a team member in this company. Please keep that in mind.
Excuse me, who the hell do you think you are? I mean, look at yourself. An old woman in a stained jumpsuit getting dirt up every day for what, like 10 years? How sad that you try to fulfill yourself by working in a big company, but you will never be better than me. You are going to stay exactly where you are no matter how long you work here. I'm sorry, are you calling me an old woman? I'm only 2 years older than you. Ew, that is so old.
Whatever, but what is this about me being a part-timer? I think you're misunderstanding, Kristen.
Still trying to act big? Stop pretending to be someone you're not, Chloe. You're making yourself look even more miserable. A part-timer will never be an official member of this company. You are no one.
I beg your pardon? Kristen, you seriously don't know anything about my role, do you? You should have done a bit more research before you joined today. You're embarrassing yourself.
A role? You mean the same role you've been keeping since high school as a part-timer at the factory? Oh, how pathetic, Chloe, really. I can't believe you stayed for over a decade doing the same thing. I mean, it's hilarious, too. I am laughing so hard right now, I can barely breathe. And you even think that you get to be bossy for working in a factory for 10 years? How sad.
Interesting. I guess you stopped thinking for yourself when you were in high school. How unfortunate for you.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
I'll let you do your own homework to find out what my role is here. I bet you'll understand exactly what I mean very soon.
What the hell? If you have something to tell me, then just say it.
You see, once you join the professional world, no one hands answers for free. Do your part and get some research done. You're a grown adult now. Think of it as a part of your training.
Training? That's not necessary for me. Clearly you are the one who doesn't understand anything. Why would I have to go through any of that? My father is the director here. I have an express ticket to the top. You are out of your mind, woman.
Kristen, I heard that you skipped your training session and were smoking on the balcony this morning. Let me be clear that if you skip training without notice or legitimate reasons, it will have a severe impact on your quarterly assessment. Also, smoking is only allowed outside of the building doors by law. There will be penalties for breaking it.
Are you actually telling me what to do?
Yes, I am. And this is your first warning. You're lucky that I'm even giving you a chance. You will follow the company rules or you will be asked to leave.
I beg your pardon. Have you forgotten who my father is? I will not tolerate you talking to me like that.
The reason why I'm even messaging you is because the member in charge of the training contacted me. He said that you won't listen to anything anyone says. So as a final notice, I'm letting you know that this is your last chance to participate as a trainee if you would like to stay in this company.
Chloe, seriously, I think you're the one who needs a lesson. You might be older than me, but that means absolutely nothing here. Don't you get that we're not in high school anymore? Just because you finished school earlier than me doesn't put you in the position to tell me what to do, especially when I have privileges to do whatever I please.
Of course, I know that we're not in high school anymore. That is why I'm messaging you now.
Jesus, all of you are so stupid. You think a little scolding from an older woman is going to make me take stupid training sessions? I am the director's daughter, for crying out loud. Why aren't any of you listening to me? I'm in a much higher position than all of you.
Okay, I see that you still haven't found out what my role in this company is.
You must really like being reminded of who you are, huh? A tired old part-timer is what you are. You're a pathetic, useless hag clinging onto a McJob because you can't find a decent job anywhere else.
Even if that were true, can you say that you are any better? At least I've been working, unlike you. Isn't this your first full-time job because you couldn't find anyone to hire you? You've been doing nothing but play since you finished school, right? You've only had small part-time jobs, from all of which you were fired. No wonder you don't know how to act in an organization.
And none of that matters now. I've been hired as a proper employee because I'm just that good. I have the potential, unlike you. So stop acting like you know everything. I appreciate your service, Miss Part-Timer, but it's time to listen to a real employee, capiche?
No, but fine. If you'd like to go down that road, then so be it. If I recall correctly, your father is coming back from his business trip on Monday, I believe.
So what? Are you going to try and talk to my father now?
Yes, I guess I'll have to. If you're blind enough to believe that you are almighty thanks to your daddy, then come see me with him on Monday. We can try to sort things out together.
What? Oh, I know. I should just tell him that you're trying to act so bossy and get you fired. Why didn't I think of that sooner? Too bad, Chloe. Your time's up after all these years of working here. This is actually a great opportunity to let everyone know that I can get anyone fired in a heartbeat if they don't listen to me. Why don't you go and start packing to leave? Daddy, when are you coming home? I need you to do a favor for me.
I'll be coming home on Monday, darling. What is it? Is everything all right?
There's this woman at work. She's just a part-timer, but she treats me like crap. She is so horrible to me.
What? Horrible? How so?
She does things on purpose just to annoy me. She is so mean and has absolutely no respect to newcomers. Like, she looks down on me.
Kristen, I just want to be clear. You're not causing any trouble at work, are you? Because God knows how many times I've had to help you get out of serious troubles, all of which you and your selfishness were the root cause.
Of course not. Come on, give me some credit here, Dad. I understand my position very well. Anyway, this super mean woman wants me to go and see her to sort things out.
Wow, she must have some serious problem with you.
She does, and I don't even know why. And she actually asked that you come along. I mean, how dare she asks you, of all people, right?
She wants to see me too?
I'm scared that she's going to say or do something super mean to me. Daddy, will you please come with me? You should check out with your own eyes how horrible she is and just fire her on the spot.
That is not possible. I don't have the kind of authority to let someone go on the spot.
You wouldn't let some nasty part-timer bully your daughter, though, would you? Please, Daddy, you have to help me.
Well, I will have to see what exactly is going on, but I guess this is a good opportunity to see how you're fitting into the company. Okay then, I'll tag along to see her with you, but I'm only going as an observer. I'm not going to intervene unless I find it necessary. And if what you were saying about her is true, perhaps I will seek the help of Human Resources or the CEO.
Yes, thank you, thank you. You will see that what I'm saying is true. Oh, I can't wait until she gets what she deserves.
Hey, I'm not making any promises. If I think this is something you should handle on your own, then I'm not taking any actions.
I'm telling you, Daddy, you will. She is so horrible.
Which department does she work for, by the way?
She's in the factory. She works with the machines on the manufacturing line or something.
The machines in the factory? Wait a second, are you sure she's a part-timer? Only management-level employees who've had extensive training are allowed to touch the machines in the factory.
I don't know. Maybe she's doing something she's not supposed to do. I can easily imagine her cheating. Yeah, that must be it. The only reason why she's been able to keep her job for decades. Anyway, Dad, you'll see what I mean on Monday. I'll stop by your office and we can go to her together. Talk to you later. Hey, listen up, woman. I told my father about you.
Okay, and?
Let's see if you can keep that attitude of yours on Monday. I am so going to finish your time here at this company. You will be seeing my father just as you wished. And he is so going to fire you after he sees how rude you are to me. It's over. Oh, and I just can't wait to tell you to get out.
Very interesting, Kristen. It's so funny that you think I'm going to oblige to that.
You won't have any other choice but to, you loser. You are so dumb. You still don't understand the position you're in. Let me tell you, though, you are done. You will never get anywhere in life.
How so?
I mean, you are 30, for crying out loud. You're so old, and yet you can't even keep a part-time job. How the hell do you think that's going to look on your resume? No one's going to want you. You won't be able to find a decent job. You'll be the biggest loser ever. Oh, this is going to be so funny. I should get everything recorded so I can show everyone from high school.
Hey, Kristen, I just arrived at the office from the airport. Where do you need me?
Daddy, welcome back. I've been dying to hear from you. Is your meeting with the woman you're talking about still happening? Yes, of course. Can you meet me by the entrance of Factory A? I'll head down now.
Okay, but give me a few minutes. I want to let the CEO know I'm back. Well, I guess it can wait. She seems out of her office now anyway. All right, I'll meet you in a few minutes.
I can't believe my dad was on his knees. I've never seen him like that, ever. Your poor father was petrified when he realized you were talking about me this whole time. I've never seen someone beg for forgiveness like that either. I feel bad he had to go through that, especially after working so hard to get you a spot in the company. It wasn't my intention to make him apologize for you. I am still in disbelief. What the hell happened? What did you do to become the CEO of the company? You were just a part-timer. It doesn't make any sense. You really didn't do any research before coming to work, did you? I mean, a student would know that they need to get as much information as possible before starting a new job. It's really sad that you had no interest of finding out anything about work. If you had, you would have found out who I was in a few minutes. But how, though? How the hell did you become the CEO? It's only been 10 years or so since you started working at the company. The previous CEO, meaning the owner of the company, is my grandfather on my mother's side. Huh? To give you an overview, I had always been interested in my grandfather's work, so I went to college to learn in the same field. I wanted to get hands-on experience and get to know the people as soon as possible. So I started working as a part-timer at the factory while I was still in school. And after graduating, I became a proper employee. It wasn't always easy being a young leader, but I worked my ass off the past 10 years to get to where I am. And I'm proud to say it wasn't just my blood that got me here. I had the support and approval of my employees when I became CEO last year. This is something that you could have learned beforehand if you had done some research. Too bad you had to embarrass yourself in front of your father. Wait a minute, that still doesn't make sense. What doesn't? You were poor back then. You never had a father and you lived in an old shack with your mom. Everyone called you Smelly Chloe because you were always wearing the same clothes. You couldn't have been rich. It's true that my mom and I lived a pretty modest lifestyle, but no, we were never poor. You and your friends just made that up in your head. Have you ever visited my house? No. Did I actually smell bad? Also no. You just had a very rich imagination that you made yourself believe all that. No way. Well, if you are the CEO, then why do you still handle the machines in the factory? You should be in the office building, in your own room with leather couches and everything. What the hell are you doing in the factory wearing a jumpsuit? Oh, I see what you mean. Well, it's true that I work in the office a lot more than I used to, but there were some irregularities around the workplace that I had to pitch in. So I was doing what was required of me, that's all. What kind of a situation makes it necessary for the CEO to wear a jumpsuit and work the machines in a factory? That is nonsense. No, it's not. We work as a team. It simply happens that the employee who usually is in charge of the machines fell ill and was admitted to the hospital. Someone else, of course, pitched in to help at first, but the person who pitched in had been scheduled to fly to California to receive training for the new machines being installed next month. That's also super important, so I had to keep his schedule for the training, which meant that we were short of staff who can handle the machines, and there was no way we were going to stop production. So, having had a lot of experience with them, I just stepped in to help. Just like that? You are the CEO, but can change into a jumpsuit and get dirty? Why the hell not? I do not have any problem getting a little dirty, and the job is so fundamental to our business that it must be prioritized. My other work could be replaced, but not this one. That's why I had your father go on that business trip last week to attend the conference on my behalf. Oh. Well, yeah, I might have heard him mention that he was taking someone else's place. So, yeah, now you have the full story. Happy now? Anyway, if you don't have any other questions, I must go. After all, I'm a busy woman with a lot on my plate.
Chloe, forgive me for messaging you so late. Are you busy right now?
Good evening, Daniel.
No, nothing is all right. I'm so horrified about what my daughter has done. I'm so sorry. I've never been so embarrassed in my entire life.
It's all right, Daniel. She's a grown woman. I don't blame you for her actions.
I'm sorry, too, that you had to go through that. I didn't mean to embarrass you in front of others. Please, forgive me.
Oh, God, no, please, you don't need to apologize for anything. As much as I appreciate what you just said, this is my fault. I should have raised her more strictly. She'll no longer bother you, though, I promise. I've already spoken to HR and asked that she be officially removed from the company. She does not belong in our company.
But I thought you wanted her to work so that she finally straightens herself up.
I did. I let my ex-wife spoil her so much that Kristen ended up being uncontrollably selfish. And of course it's my fault that I was so busy with my career that I never intervened in how she was raising Kristen. That's why I wanted to get it right this time, once and for all. But I've failed again. Me letting her in the company only gave her the wrong idea that she had some sort of power. In fact, it simply boosted her selfishness and made the situation worse. I'm so sorry that I didn't think better. You wouldn't have had to go through my daughter if I never took my eyes off of her in the first place.
I accept your apology, Daniel. Thank you. You don't need to beat yourself up so much for what happened. That said, I think it is true that she got the wrong idea. It's a bit difficult to understand how she thinks the way she does. In all honesty, she was kind of the same in high school, too.
I know, and I should have done something back then, too. Anyway, I don't want her causing any more trouble, not with you, or the company, or me. I'm going to admit her somewhere so she can be treated. She has some kind of personality disorder and it needs to be controlled. I'm hoping a real program would help her get better. I've already called several places that offer professional help.
Oh, that might not be a bad idea. Professional help would be the best for her in the end. Although, I bet she's not going to like it.
No, she's gonna hate me for putting her in program, but her feelings toward me won't matter. I need to do this for her, or else she's going to end up in bigger trouble someday.
I agree. Well, I really hope she'll overcome her troubles soon.
Thank you for your kind words, Chloe.
Chloe, you have to help me. My dad is getting me locked up in some madhouse or something. Please tell him to stop. Let me apologize to you formally. I will do whatever you want me to do. I admit that you are the greatest CEO and everything. Hey, I'll even take that training you wanted me to. Please, Chloe, help. Don't fire me. I don't want to get locked up with a bunch of psychos.
Not that I was ever going to help her, but I only saw the missed calls and messages when I finished work, after she was taken away. It looks like her father hired a security company to escort her to the institution that she'll be staying at until she finished the proper treatment. When she was being taken from her home, she begged and cried, but her father never listened to a word she said. And before she knew it, she had arrived at the institution that ran a program aimed for people who were harmful to others. Unfortunately for her, it was far from one of those luxury facilities. In the program, which she's still in, she has to earn points to do what she wants. For example, clean the toilet to get her smartphone back. For a completely spoiled, selfish person like Kristen, it must be the worst nightmare. I can only imagine it would be a long road for her, but I hope she can one day truly understand, for her father's sake, what it means to be selfless and kind.
Hey, Rich, is your mom over at our house again tonight?
What? Of course, she's over here at the house right now. Her and I are in the living room watching TV together.
In other words, she's going to be staying the night again at our place?
What is going on here? Do you have something you're wanting to say about her?
Well, if you want to hear everything, I'd really like it if you told your mom to stop staying the night at our house so often.
Huh? What are you going on about right now?
It's only been a month now since the house was built for us and we got all moved in and comfortable. And the day after we said we were all moved in, your mom came over saying she was only here to have a look at the place. But soon after that, she started to put a lot of her things in the baby room we had made on the second floor and has been using it like her room since.
When we have a baby, we can then start thinking about having her move out of that room.
I get what you're saying, but if we have a baby and your mother is still wanting to stay here, we're not going to have any more room. All I'm asking is that you just have your mother move all of her things back home, and then we won't have to worry about space anymore.
Hey, what are you actually trying to say here? My mom and dad got a divorce from one another, so she's not going back to that house.
Huh? They got divorced.
And that's why in our new house, my mom has started to live with us.
She's actually supposed to be living together here? This is my first time hearing about all of this.
Was there any reason for me to be telling you all of that stuff?
No way. Normally, you should be talking with your wife about those sorts of things right away. I happen to live in this house as well, and it's kind of important for you to be talking to me about someone living here now. And that wasn't a part of the original plan, right? Even if she had a divorce and can no longer go back to that house, you needed to talk with me about her moving in with us before this all happened.
Are you trying to tell me to have my mom leave now?
She doesn't have a place to go now, but once she finds a place of her own, I'd like her to move out.
Jesus, why are you being so cruel towards my mom of all people?
Because I'm the one being treated like I'm not a part of anything over here.
Well, it's because of the way you're acting now that my mom is always feeling as though you hate her. Now that you and I are married, she's like your mom as well. Don't you feel like treating your own mom with a little respect here?
The problem isn't your mother herself, though, but the fact that you had someone who wasn't originally planned for moving into our house without coming to me about it. You should have come to me first so that we could talk about all of this before just selfishly allowing this to happen.
You listen here, my mom living here in this house with us has already been decided on. This is your husband's order. If you go against what I've said, I'm not gonna forgive you.
How mean of you, Arya. I can't believe you're trying to have me kicked out of this house now. So you had a look at the conversation I was just having with your son, huh? Should have known this would happen. Trying to kick a broken-hearted woman like me out of this house now. As for why you guys had that divorce, are you sure it didn't have something to do with all your careless spending? What? There's also been all that talk about all the trouble you've been causing your neighbors and having to use your husband as a way of bailing you out. Why do you know about all of that? Didn't you just learn about our divorce from Rich a second ago? Oh, so I was right about those two things? Huh? I was just listing off a few reasons I assumed you got divorced over, but I guess I should have known those were the reasons why. Since I haven't confirmed that those two are the reasons you lost your husband and were kicked out of his house, I can't agree with you staying in our house. Could you please get started on finding yourself somewhere new to live and move out of our house? Excuse me, there has to be an end to all of your rudeness. Me living here was decided on by the owner and breadwinner of this house, my son. And as his wife, you are supposed to abide by what he says, no matter what it is. When it comes to what happens under the roof of the house, I have the right to voice my opinions. Women, especially wives, do not get a right to do anything like that. This has nothing to do with me being a wife, but being the owner of this house with my name on it and all. What?
Yo, what the hell did you mean by this house being yours and your name being on it? What the hell did you do behind my back? I'm the breadwinner and everything, and it's because of me that you're able to even have a house like this.
Listen to this then, bud. Are you in any position to be letting crap like that fall out of your mouth?
Huh?
Remember when we had to get a loan for the house and you needed to be reviewed before getting one? You didn't happen to meet the criteria for one, and so there was no other option but to have me be reviewed and take out that loan.
What? Huh?
Are you starting to remember it all now?
What? But this house should be under my name.
I was the one buying the house with that loan, and so you said it was okay for me to have my name on it.
I said okay to that?
Anyhow, when I've gotten home from my business trip tomorrow, let's both sit down and have a very serious talk about all of this. Rich, did you get the locks on the house changed without telling me?
Huh? Oh, so you're back home now, are you?
Answer the frickin' question, Rich. Did you go and change all the locks on this house and not tell me about it?
I sure did change all the locks, so if you want to get inside the house now, you're gonna have to listen to and do as I say from now on. And you need to stop complaining about my mom living in this house with us.
I told you already, today we're supposed to talk about that on a very serious level. If you allow me to come in so that we can talk all of this through, then there's a chance that your mother can stay here for a bit, all right?
If there was a way for that to happen, then you should have said that from the start. You're wasting my time with all this talking, and I'm over it now.
I just told you if we talked about all this, then we could have an answer. And there are plenty of other outcomes that we could come to as well, which will affect you and the house.
And I'm telling you that all of this would be over with if you just listened to what I said and let my mom live here. Why the hell can't you just do something so goddamn easy for me?
So what you're telling me is that you don't want to talk things over anymore?
I'm not saying I don't want to. I'm saying that there is no reason to.
Is that right? Okay then, Rich. If that's the way you want to behave and handle all of this, then allow me to stoop down to your level and face you head on.
If you think you can do anything to me, then give it a freaking try. Just know that as long as you're not listening to me, you're not coming inside this house anymore. And there's one other thing with all of this. I made sure to put our divorce papers in your parents' mailbox for ya.
Are you kidding me? So you've been preparing for a divorce this whole time, Rich?
In other words, it's my warning to you that if you don't start listening to me soon, we're going to get divorced like my mom and dad did.
I see. So if I head back to my parents' house, I'll be able to get those papers, right? You're fine with me handing them in to the courthouse, right?
If you think you can manage that, then go ahead.
Sounds great.
Go ahead and have a look at those papers in person, and when you do, I'm sure it will help you reflect on what all you've been doing wrong as my wife. Yo, Aria, I just got a call saying that I have to get out of this house or something really soon? Why the hell do I have to leave this house of mine for no good reason at all? And by the way, what the hell is going on with you not talking to me for the past 2 weeks? What the hell have you done?
Long time no see.
Are you trying to kick your own freaking husband out of his very own house right now? That means you're also kicking out your own mother-in-law as well. Are you really okay with sending your family out onto the streets and making them homeless now?
What are you talking about? You and I, we're nothing but strangers now, and have been for a week or two. Remember those divorce papers you left me? After you told me about that and I returned home to my parents, I took those papers and went to the courthouse.
What? You actually turned all of those into the courthouse?
Wasn't it you, though, that had all of those papers filled out and ready to go and then said okay to me when I asked if it was all right to hand them in?
But wait, that was only if you were able to hand those papers in.
Well, I was able to, and that's why I went ahead and handed them in.
What?
So now that you're aware of what I've done, could you get out of my house? I am not in the mood to let 2 strangers continue to live in the house that I've been paying off.
No, wait, hold on a second there. Telling me something like that all of a sudden.
All of a sudden? But this all happened close to 2 months ago now.
What?
I'm pretty sure that the both of us had gone and signed that I'd be the owner of the house. And I'm sure that for the past 2 weeks, you've been getting called about how you needed to leave my house. But you never picked up, so I had the house phone called, which your own mother ended up answering. And she was told all about what was going to go down. Also, it was my lawyer calling her at the time, and since we both know your mother loves to lie about things a lot, he made sure to have the whole call recorded. With her permission, of course.
Wait, but if you're not going to call my cell phone...
Well, my lawyer did, yet you never picked it up. And when he called your work phone, he learned that you had blocked his number after the first try, so... Either way, you need to get out of my house, please. And I mean, by the end of this week, you and your mother need to be gone.
Are you serious? Mom, we're gonna have to leave the house now. I need to talk with you about this.
Oh, what happened? Jesus, that wife of yours sure is a mystery to me, you know. Sending letters in the mail telling us to leave the house and calling the house all the time, saying that we both needed to go or else legal actions would be taken.
What?
I'm not going to fall for such threats as those, so I made sure to block that number and throw away all those letters for us. And when another number called saying that they were your wife's lawyer, I told them to screw off before hanging up the phone on them as well.
Yo! So you've been talking with them the whole time?
What?
I did what you told me to do by placing that filled-out divorce paperwork in her parents' mailbox, and she actually ended up going out there and handing it all into the courthouse.
Huh? So you're saying that you're both officially divorced now?
That's right! So in other words, you and I are both strangers to her, and since she's the owner of this house and all, we're both gonna have to leave now, or else we'll be in trouble with the law.
No way. Oh, well, we can't go back to the house I was in before. Where the hell are you and I supposed to go now? Aria! I promise that we'll pay you rent or whatever you want us to do, but just let us live here a little while longer.
And who will be the one paying me every month I let you live there?
Of course, Rich will be managing all of that for us. So how much would you like us to pay per month to stay?
Based on the location and size of the place, I'd want at least $1,600 a month.
Sounds good. I'll go and tell that to Rich right now.
Rich will have to start paying over half his income to be able to stay in that house, so that might be a bit tough for you both.
Huh? More than half of his income?
What? Did you not know anything about the salary your son has been getting? Each month, Rich is making around $2,800.
Just $2,800 a month?
And without the $6,200 I was making each month, he's not going to have a lot left over.
You're making that much right now? $6,200? You've been making over $5,000 a month?
Anyway, it'll be $1,600 a month, please.
If you make him pay you that much, then we're not going to have enough money for anything else.
Well, either way you look at it, I'm going to have to continue to pay the loan off on that house, so that's the cheapest I can ask for in order to pay said loan.
Are you kidding me?
Since you guys can't afford that, I'd like the both of you out of there by the end of this week, please.
Aria,
I want you out, preferably before that, but this week I'll be nice and give you a few more days.
No way. Oh, you can't do this to us, though. Where will we even be able to go after this?
Right after I had said all of that to Nora, her and her son moved out of my house and were forced to spend a night or two at a fast food restaurant close to my house. It turns out that there was an open apartment close to his office where he could rent it for half the price from the company. And so after taking some time to talk with his boss about it, Nora and Rich both moved into it with all the things they could carry on them. However, after only 3 months of him and his mother living there, the two of them were kicked out and forced to go somewhere else. What happened was that Rich made a move on one of the women in his office, trying to get himself a new woman. However, she turned out to be married to one of the managers in a different department. And after he had approached her a 3rd time and she said no, he laid his hands on her waist, trying to force her to go out with him, which his manager ended up walking in on, and that's when he lost his job. Everyone in the company learned of what happened very quickly, turning every single one of them against him, and they all went to his apartment and kicked him out the next day. Rich would then be taken to court by the woman and her husband, backed by the company itself, and would have to pay a major settlement to her for workplace sexual harassment charges. He did in fact pay her, but that used up all the money he had saved away and forced him to go into debt in order to do anything else. So as of right now, he and his mother are living in a shack, while he is working part-time for a local gas station that barely sees any traffic. As for Nora herself, she still hasn't shaken her addiction of spending all her money and others' money on whatever she wants, even if it's not needed at all. And anytime Rich would head to work, she'd use his emergency card in order to pay for things online. which has led to her spending every one of her son's checks the moment they hit his account, leaving him with nothing at all to use for rent and the bills, causing them to have fights almost every hour of the day. I'm not sure what's going to happen next to that mother and son duo, but I'm pretty sure that Rich is going to do what he always yelled at me about, and that's kicking out his mother so that he can finally have some money again.
Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.